everyone, it's Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you are all those little bitty hearts and stars. And that is the die. I talked about it in the last video. I got that from Simon Says Stamp. I am going to leave a link to it below. I don't get, I'm not an affiliate or anything, but I wanted you to have a way of getting it. It's still available. So it is a die that you can use, to make little confetti. All right. So I also need to say that I worked on this page over 2 weekends. So this took me a little bit to get it done. And, I talked about how I wanted to get this rainbow paper on all my layouts. And I'm using this sketch. This is a great sketch. It is from Scrapbook Challenges. It's from the summer of 2016. I'm pretty sure I got it off of Pinterest. I really like the big title and the stripes that go around the sides. Now, I don't know if you could tell, but this light blue paper is actually on top of some purple cardstock. And it's a kind of a thin cardstock, but I wanted something, for it to kind of pop. And for some reason, that purple is what I see whenever I look at this rainbow. So that's why I chose the dark purple. And then, of course, I have the rainbow along the edges. And this is just some that pattern paper that I just cut into thin strips. Instead of using washi tape, I decided to have this. And I really like the crispness of it. It helps separate the two, the rainbow and that blue paper really, really well. Now, the photo is really hard to tell what it is. In fact, I had to look at it really close. My daughter is holding a guinea pig. I think she may even be holding two guinea pigs. It's a friend of hers that has some. And I wanted to scrap that for her. And anyway, so at the bottom of the sketch, you see there is a doily. Well, I didn't want to use a doily. I don't use doilies very often. Decided to use that circle that I had cut out from last week. And it was easy to put together. And I really like this little piece that I just put down. It's a wreath. And, to be honest with you, I love the way it looks right this moment. I wish that I glued it down to look like this. You'll see here at the end. And I love this yellow paper. It's kind of, more of the foundation. It's just to bring your eye down. Just have a little bit of variety of color. And I choose some hearts here. I had hand cut these hearts. They are not perfect by any means, but that's okay. There's a lot of things that are going to be hand cut on this page. It is all good. Now, this is about the point where I'm like, you know what? I need to kind of leave it alone. And so I come back the next weekend. And so I have decided what to title this. I think that's where I kind of got hung up. I love the idea of having the big title, and I didn't know whether to use my scan and cut out the letters or just do it by hand. And it was just easier, to be honest with you, if I just did them by hand. So I decided to call this Fluff. I don't really know why. That's not the guinea pig's name by any means, but it looks like a big ball of fluff. And I know guinea pigs aren't usually fluffy, but that's what it looks like in her arms. I love this color blue. It's kind of a purpley blue color. I'm loving the way it looks. I'm going to save those pieces too. I'm either going to use that die to cut out some more hearts and stars, or I'll use it for another page. So I'm pretty happy with this so far. I'm loving the title. I made sure that I cut them all. They are 3 1/4 inches tall. And I just wanted to make sure, you saw how I cut them all at the beginning. I wanted them all the same size. Yeah, I had to mark where that circle went. And when I throw everything to the bottom, it kind of messes up my mojo of making sure everything is where it was before, especially these die cut pieces right here. I'm a little disappointed how I moved one of them over and I don't really like the way it looks, but especially when I see how it was before and it's like, oh well, it's not the end of the world. And it only bothers me when I look at it. I'm just moving on. Moving on. I want to go through my stash a little bit more. I feel like I need just a little bit more to put on this, especially around the photo now that I've got my title here. And I do come across this word amazing. I just trim it down. The border was uneven and I just needed, you know, it trimmed up. I love the way that looks, but I really like it with this green behind it. I really like that. And I thought, well, maybe something else will look better. So I tried this tag. Oh no, don't like the tag. And I think the reason why I didn't like the tag, even though you didn't have a chance to see it, is the enforcer, the reinforcement hole was orange, and that was going to bring in another color that I really didn't want. I love the flower, and I really love it if I had another yellow flower instead of that big one. So that's why I traded out that big flower for the heart because I just wanted a pop of yellow and not use up that huge, um, you know, big, beautiful flower. I can use that on another layout. I just felt that that was a bit wasteful when I just needed a pop of color. Speaking of pop, I need to have some dimension here. So I use my foam tape on the flower and I use it on the word amazing. Trying to make sure I get it everything placed just right. And down at the bottom, I put a little tag. It has a light blue reinforcement hole and it says happiness on it. I also put foam tape behind that. Now, next to the photo, I did put a little tab. It says today on it because I felt like it needed a little craft since there was so much craft down below. I wanted to make sure that I pulled that color up towards the photo. Just going to glue everything down. I'm going to leave that little piece notebook. I guess it's like a tag for my daughter to journal about this little guinea pig or her friend or something. I'm going to just leave that blank for her. And of course, I do add sequins. I love using the sequins. They're different colors and different sizes. And I use the Tim Holtz Distress Collage Medium to glue everything down. That is one thing. To me, there's no such thing as too many sequins. Now, I don't add any fall leaves. You know how I cut out all those leaves? Yeah, this is one of the layouts that I don't add any leaves. And yeah, I think I'm going to probably use leaves for the last 2 pages because I cut so many out. All right, guys. Make sure you follow the other ladies, watch their videos that are part of the Mini Kit Monday group. Got a great group of ladies that I'm with. And, if you haven't already checked out our Facebook page, be sure to do that. There's a link below for that as well. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Have a great one. Bye-bye.